Alright, the X-Man's coming to you live. We're doing YouTube live at nighttime. This is a live feed. This is probably the last time maybe Saturday night I might do it, because I think Saturday night's a good peak night to do that. So we are on Wednesday, and I just figured I'd get on here for some recapping and stuff. Try to build the retention up here. It's a Wednesday night, and I like to talk about all the things that happened today. So basically, DeAndre Hopkins is now part of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs once again trying to pull the card, and I thought about this today. I realized that the Chiefs, the reason that they are pushing so bad for DeAndre Hopkins is because they won a three-peat. People got to remember that the New England Patriots didn't three-peat. They won two in a row, and then I think the third one, they didn't make the playoffs or they lost somewhere. They didn't three-peat, though. The Green Bay Packers back in the late 60s, early 70s, they didn't three-peat. I don't think any team has three-peated ever in the NFL history. I don't think, unless it was an NFL championship, maybe. People can take me into that notion. The Dallas Cowboys, they lost to San Francisco in '94. They didn't get their three-peat. They got eliminated by the team that they beat 2 years in a row. So the Chiefs making that move for DeAndre Hopkins, they're really going to push hard for a three-peat. I don't think they're winning a championship. But with Taylor Swift and her money, I don't know. Maybe the money might buy them a championship. Hello, how you doing? Janet Arjan. So, they made I don't even think that's a solid move getting DeAndre Hopkins. I was thinking about this kind of a little bit, and it doesn't really make them a better team. They're saying it does. I'm like, but he's injury prone, and he's at the end of his career now. You're trying to get a receiver to be as good as he once was, and I just don't see that really foreseeably see that happening that way. But hey, who knows what's going to happen. Also, the NBA is kicking in full gear. I really don't like talking about the NBA because I feel like it's a pandering league now. But the 76ers are playing it. The Milwaukee Bucks are losing. Hello, Joseph Gaming. What do you game? What do you hunt people? DJ Motrin. Motrin IB. I was just talking about the DeAndre Hopkins thing today. And, we'll see what happens. The Chiefs, I don't know what's going to really happen with the Kansas City Chiefs. I hope they don't win. I'm rooting for the Buffalo Bills to kind of make a big run for it, hopefully. I don't know if they're going to have enough to do it, but it would be interesting to see if they actually had a chance to do it. Blake Bose. Just trying to get this YouTube live channel going, up and running. And, I was talking about DeAndre Hopkins. And talking about some other things that I've seen today also. Apparently the NFL is trying to get it so that reporters can't go into locker rooms to talk to players anymore. That to me is preposterous. I've watched football for years and years and years, and they're making it sound like the players can't handle the pressure that they can handle. They can't handle a reporter coming in. I have no clue what this dude's talking about. It's just, kind of crazy that, the players are at this spot where they don't want people in the locker room. Let's be honest here. Back in the day in the 90s, NBA players played 82 games. NFL players played, as long as they weren't injured, 16. Now all of a sudden you're telling me that people are getting emo and they can't handle reporters coming into the locker room to interview you. That's your job. You should be able to handle any question that comes at you, win or loss. And accountability has to come into play. I have to deal with accountability every single day, right? I know that in the end game, when you do something wrong, you have to take accountability for it. Stephon Diggs apparently doesn't have to, in his mind. And you know, but now we've got players fighting too. That's a really sick, twisted thing to say, but yeah, I don't know what kind of fetishes people have on here, but that seems a little crazy. Santa Claus. Rawr. Oh, everybody's really coming on here now. That's kind of crazy. No, I don't even understand what in the autism is going on here. Be careful, you might have mean tweets. Alright, this dude is like ridiculous. He belongs in a jungle. Get him out of here. Get this dude out of here. I need a real question here, dude. This dude is ridiculous. There you go. Yeah, see you later. I gotta get rid of him. Yeah, people are crazy, Jackdaw. I don't know what these people are talking about. I don't understand the questions that they're asking me on here. I'd like to see the Yankees win the World Series, yes. Right now, the best NFL quarterback, the one that I think is the most genuine as a quarterback right now, is Josh Allen. I think he's the guy, but I don't know if he's going to be able to win a championship in Buffalo, but Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jackdaw. I don't understand. They get on here like it's like TikTok. It's like they have no clue what real life is like, and they say things that just make absolutely no sense. Like asking me the kind of questions that they ask has no particular meaning to it. But anyways, I was alluding. Players are in the locker room, and they were. All right, we gotta. All right, we're putting this guy in timeout too. Yeah, we don't need to see that. All right, we got to get rid of that guy. Yeah. So that's basically it. The breakdown of players not having people in the locker room now to take interviews is kind of been craziness. I've never heard of something like that before, and I was going to comment on this earlier. I'd heard this. I mean, you can pass that. If people feel emo and they don't want to talk to people, I guess that's within their right to not do it. But the fact that they're doing this now, this NFL today is not what it was. Now, I get it. You want to be safer in the CTE. I get that. I understand that, NFL's a tough hitting game. But you know what? You know what you were doing when you signed up for it to some degree, though. You knew that there was always stipulations in that. So, the hitting, I get it. Making it safer, I can understand that. Um, but this thing with the media not being allowed in the locker room, I mean, that's just crazy to me. I mean, at that point, you might as well just not have fans out and the fans out in the stands because you can't handle that. You can't handle the media. The media and the fans are almost the same exact person if you think about it. Gerard Mathis. I remember Terrence Mathis. He used to be a receiver on the Atlanta Falcons way back when. But yeah, that was kind of crazy. Um, so yeah, that was a key. It's just something that was like kind of eluded on my mind. All right, we gotta start blocking some of these clowns, man. I can't be. Yeah, we're putting him away. He's an idiot. Anyway, let's get rid of the dumb people that are on here that are immature. Um, I like to keep a serious page here when I get on here. I don't need to have unserious people that get on here and stuff. Yeah, this hat's been old. It's been beat up. One of my favorite hats, though. You know, but um, yeah, to your point, you know, the NBA season has started, and I guess teams are playing each other. Somebody really had to go do that. You had to make yourself Sean Diddy Combs. Come on, man. I mean, I've really even been talking about that too much. Um, Diddy, you know, like I said before, 30 something years and nobody knew Diddy was doing what he was doing. I'm just finding that hard to believe. People knew. Money makes people forget things, doesn't it? Um, so yeah, that stuff where they're not allowed in the locker rooms is kind of crazy to me. I'm not really understanding the whole logic of that, but whatever. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Once they do it, it's going to be done. It'll be another strike against the NFL, in my opinion. So, that was the big deal today. Also, the New York Knicks last night when they tanked the Tupac investigation. Um, to be honest with you, Diddy did something. You know, Diddy definitely did something. He definitely had something to do with Tupac being assassinated. Same thing with Biggie. Same thing with Craig Mack. Same thing with Black Rob. He did everything. It's just ironic that all these people pass away and he just pretends, sits back like I don't know what happened, but he did. He knows he knew what happened. He still knows. You know, he was a CEO. He was the owner of Bad Boy Records, and Bad Boy Records for the stretch of probably like '92 to like '99 or 2000, maybe a little after that, had their 8 year run. But a lot of people made Diddy famous. Everybody I named. Oh yeah, I mean he got Craig Mack too. Don't forget he got Craig Mack. He definitely got Craig Mack. Craig Mack. There's no way he was walking in a cane 5 years after he dropped Flavor in Your Ear. There's no way that he, what I mean? Like that stuff happened because Diddy was setting him up. You know, and he's the only one that's alive that can tell that now. It's just crazy how everybody just gone, man. So I've lost so many people, including my mom this year. Like everybody's just, you know, it's just been tough. Just watching people passing away. Actually, today Fernando Valenzuela was another one. I didn't even bring that up. Glad somebody kind of threw me in that direction. Fernando Valenzuela passed away at 63 today. Is he sorry to hear that? Um, you know, Fernando Valenzuela was a solid pitcher. Like a strong arm for like the Dodgers and the Phillies, and I think he played for the Mets and other teams too afterwards. And you know, it's a shame to see him pass at 63. He was only 63. My mom died; she was 71. It's just hard to see all these people passing away. Like I said, it's been very rough year. I've questioned a lot of things this year. Um, it's been a very wild year. Yeah, I mean it's young. It's young. My dad passed away 21 years ago. He was 50. You know, it's sad that things like that happen. You know, unfortunately in life, it's either going to make you or break you. That's the whole thing. That's when I hear people pass it. It's hard to believe. I hear it all the time. You just got to keep staying strong. That's why I'm trying to build this YouTube page up. That's good. Being a dad means more responsibility. That makes or breaks you too. Being a father. But they'll be like Antonio Cromartie and have like 11, 12 kids, you know? That's a little bit too much. Um, but yeah, Fernando Valenzuela he was a great pitcher, you know. I'd heard that today that he passed away. That was really tough to hear, you know. He really had a good run with the Dodgers. That's when the Dodgers weren't cheating as much. Um, yeah, and Arizona tea, you know, I'll tell you what, the guy that makes these Arizona teas, he's a smart man. He's not out for greed. He says, I want to keep my price the same. Mickey Mantle. Yeah, Mickey Mantle was a tough one. Yogi Berra died recently, not that long ago, too. Yogi Berra was up there. Yogi Berra was one of the better Yankees of all time. You know, he was definitely doing his thing. Like these Yankees this year, they're a power team. I don't think they're much pitching in it. There's more power to them than pitching, but they have enough pitching to win. But they're nowhere near the Yankees of the early 2000s, though. Yeah, it is. It's hard because every day you think about I lost my uncle and then my mom. I think my mom was depressed and she didn't tell me she was sick, and I felt bad about that. You know, for the first time in my life, I failed. And not one person could talk me out of me thinking that I failed in that regards. And oh yeah, if there's a Mickey baseball card, that's worth maybe half a mil probably. You know, life is created for the glory of God. Jesus Christ, Lord, He was God in the flesh. He's our Savior, and bow in Him in Judgment Day. Yeah, and you never know when your Judgment Day comes. You know, it's going to happen, and you're never going to really know at that point. That's why I try to take it day at a time. You know, like I'm working on re-getting an apartment. I'm going to get something, and I'm working on just trying to reconfigure my entire life to be a better person. But I'm so far all over the place. It's crazy. Yeah, it's all right, Stacy Fritchley. Oh yeah, did he always made New York look bad? So does Kathy Hochschild too. Kathy Hochschild makes New York look bad. You know, for a while I thought Mayor Mike. I don't even know what his first last name is. Adams. I thought he was a bad apple, and then they tried to prosecute Adams. So now I'm kind of like, you know, love from Ukraine, bro. What's really going on down in Ukraine while you're on here? Tell me the real story behind it because I don't believe Zelensky. Andrew Dice Clay, yeah. What's his name? Rappaport. He's another one. He just was like he was so against Trump, and then all of a sudden all this happens, and he's like, "Yeah, we might have to have Trump back." I'm like, "Well, make your mind up, bro." I never walked away from Trump, and I'll tell you one thing right now. People can say what they want about, you know, Trump and all of the prosecutions and the assassination attempts and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I said this before, and I'll say it again on here. Thank you. The thing that you really should be looking at, and it's still happening, and it's destroying small business right now. And the Democrats are in there, so they're doing this. They know what they're doing, and they continue to do it. Yeah, nah, he isn't. Um, but they knew what was going on. They knew that, you know, they knew that this was all happening with the vaccines and everything. I think that's one of the reasons my mom passed away too. Is she took that vaccine and what was ever was in it, it had some parts of her body breaking down the way it did. That's why I would never take the vaccine. I still won't take it. I refuse. I don't care even if my job put me into purgatory and said you had to take it, I wouldn't take it. And there's a reason I stand up for myself. I understand that there's logic and illogic. And the Democrats have been pushing this since day one. And, you know, Obama and Kamala and Criminal Joe and all them, They all have the same thing. They want to see the country fail. They love this drama. They love the unsuccess of humanity, as I've seen it. Um, I've watched time and time again now as it's happened. You know, you can say Trump did this, Trump did that, but he didn't. Honestly, these are all bogus charges. They just want to see the orange man out. They don't want the orange man in there. They want him out. And I get it. Look, you know, this is the way it's going to be played. It's going to be played. But at the end of the day, you got to look at foreign policy. Like the guy from Ukraine, he wouldn't tell me. He didn't get back on and tell me what was going on. I really wish he would have told me what's really going on in Ukraine. I'm curious as to like what really goes on over there, not just what people think. You know, it's definitely a lot to think about. You know, I mean, like I said before, Putin. You know, he said he was signing the treaty, and he didn't. And Zelensky wouldn't do it. Israel and Gaza, I'm assuming they're and Palestine are still all going at it. I don't think that's ever going to go away. But I haven't heard much about it recently. But I'm sure that there's a lot going on, probably more than Ukraine. But again, I'm not across the world. I'm not across the that. What is this? It's a live feed. It's when you get on and you talk about things. That's what it's called. It's a live feed. You're on here, so you should know that. So yeah, I think Donald Trump all the way. Well, I'm answering questions. There you go. Oh, I'm glad that there's support there. But you guys definitely don't deserve $60 billion. And you know that $60 billion is not going towards your wars, it's going to something else. Meanwhile, the American people are sacrificing a lot of things that they kind of by force in a way, because the Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and all these people that have been in there for 60 something years that have done nothing continue to push it. And also the Rhino Mitch McConnell, who I think retired finally. I think he finally retired. He was probably the most horrific person of all. He was 90 and he's still in there making decisions for Americans. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, people want me to talk about it. That's what I'm saying. You know, I don't believe in all that. Right now, I'm an American that works and tries to make as much money as I can and tries to get by just like everybody else. But I can't continue to think the way that I think when I see all this money being handed out. Same thing with the NBA. That's another reason NBA is not watching. You're paying somebody $300 million, Joel Embiid, and you just decided you're not going to play tonight. No injury, nothing. You just said you're not going to play. Why is that? You're getting paid $300 million. I think if you split $300 million around here, anywhere here in Delco, and I can speak of Delco myself, people would all have places to live. So think about that when you're giving Joel Embiid $300 million to say, I'm not going to do my job. It kind of ripple effects backwards. And I'm going to keep saying things about that for a long time. How this price thing, it makes no sense. It's like healthcare. Healthcare is, nothing. I mean, people are dying all over by the thousands, by the millions, really, I think. And, it keeps going. The cost of going to get checkups and stuff is up. And a lot of these doctors are lying to patients and telling them things and making these false accusations and pills and stuff. And just like my mom, she took a lot of pills, a lot, and it killed her kidneys. And now she's not here. Which is why I don't believe in any of that. and it broke me as far as like believing that any of that's ever going to really happen anymore. That's why I let the process of everything play out. Whatever happens from here on out happens, and it sucks that I have to think that way, but it's like you're fighting the world. And really, you're fighting the Democrats, because the Democrats are mainly the problem right now. They are. And they will continue to be a problem. And it's just, I know that people are going to say that I'm crazy, whatever. But I seen it with my own two eyes. Somebody passing away in front of my eyes, and I couldn't do nothing about it. That hurts. I'm sure other people have done it too, but, everything, it could be avoided. The hands of time could be changed, and now they can't. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I think Donald Trump possibly winning would be the best thing to do. I think his foreign policies would bring this inflation to a halt, at least, although it's historically bad. Lots of small businesses are going to close. It's going to get very uncomfortable for Americans, especially in a blue collar state like Pennsylvania that refuses to stop voting Democrat. It's just like Philadelphia. You just keep putting Democrats in there, and you think that it's going to change. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't. They've done nothing. I mean, Cheryl Parker, I want to believe she can do something for Philadelphia. I don't know. I just think there's a lot at stake here. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the Ukraine thing. I think there's a lot of treaties that should have been signed, and I think Zelensky left Ukraine in a tough spot, and I don't think he should be the leader of Ukraine personally, but that's just me. If leading is taking their money, part of the main problem. Then this record inflation, historically the worst. It's almost like the Great Depression, pretty much. Except then, drinks were 30 cents. Now they're $7, $8. A big difference in prices now. But yeah, that's really where it is with that. But anyway, as I was talking, I wasn't trying to do like sport. I was trying to do sports, but I'm kind of like backed off here a little bit with it when I say, sports is tough because they overpay a lot of players. Like a lot of these quarterbacks that are getting $52 million, they're not worth all that money. Like I said, Tua is not worth all that money. Jalen Hurts isn't worth $50 million. I mean, not. I mean, Josh Allen, I think he's up there. He's close to earning that. But it's a lot of money, and then a lot of money that's not around. Also, I know that this is going across the world. Thank you. Josh Allen is washed. Here's the thing for you. If Josh Allen is washed, go back. Let's do analytics here. Go back and look at the stat sheet from every quarterback that played last Sunday and tell me who had the most passing yards and the most better passer rating of the whole day. And then tell me he's washed. Ah, okay. I was like, yeah, the Josh Allen is, Josh Allen is, he's a solid quarterback, But even he needs weapons. And now that he's got Amari Cooper, I think the Buffalo Bills can really make a push for it. I wish my Giants could have did it, but the Giants are in big trouble. Yeah, no, it is. It does compliment him. The thing is, I wish, and people say this all the time, they're like, the running back doesn't deserve a lot of the credit anymore. But, if you look at the Houston Texans game, and they lost by 2. I forget who it was. He played on the Bengals, and he's now on the Bills, or the Texans, rather, as a running back. And he had like a monster game. And C.J. Stroud didn't even pass for 100 yards, and they almost won. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy to me. And they said the running back position is dead. It's not. I mean, Saquon's pretty good, and Derrick Henry's pretty good. It's going to be neck and neck with them two guys, I think, as far as running backs. I think Derrick Henry's the better running back, and that's not just because of a Giants guy. Orthodoxy, you're a chill guy. I hope that I am. I mean, I try to be the best that I can as a human being. I'm on a platform now that I'm trying to get used to with using a live feed and trying to be the figure out a demographic to run with this, so that I can get to 3 million subscribers pretty much, or not 3 million subscribers. I'm sorry, 3 million views. I'm at a 200,000, so I'm getting close to 200,000. So I'm starting to kind of build it up a little bit. Well, here's the thing. Here's a better question for that. When you're saying Russ versus Justin, who's going to be there in 5 years? Who's going to be still playing in the NFL in 5 years? That would answer the question. Russ versus Justin. It's kind of a what have you done for me now, and the youth of the thing. You'd have to run with Justin Fields. You can let Russell Wilson have a couple games, but he's never going to be what he was. He had a great game against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Thank you. Yeah, the Yankees. Running the Yankees is good. The Yankees. They had a very good. They're having a good run this year. I hope they have enough to beat the Dodgers. I feel like the Dodgers are going to cheat though, but we'll see. I'd like to see them win a championship in 2024. 2009, when they played the Phillies, I remember that was a really good series. Jabba Chamberlain almost blew that series. He was so terrible. I don't even know why Joe Girardi put him in that game, that last game. He was so terrible. Jabba Chamberlain was just awful. He really was. Yeah, I like football. I mean, I used to love basketball, the NBA, until they ruined the game. Like Lacheat, aka LeBron, he ruined the game. His son, Ken Griffey, and the son, Dad, nah, it's not anything near there. You got your son in who's not talented, and his teammate, who was a star player, didn't even get drafted because of Bronny. Bronny's not good. Bronny's a pawn. That's terrible. That's terrible. LeBron ruined the NBA. He's a panderer. He ruined the NBA. If Kobe were alive, he'd be embarrassed right now. And I'm sure a lot of NBA players today are looking at this game like the league never ran like that. People played 82 games. They didn't complain, saying, "Oh, I can't do back-to-back, so I'll load manage." That didn't happen. Do a flip. I'm 42 years old. Do you think I'm capable of doing a flip? I could do a certain flip, but then everybody would get mad at me. They call it flipping the bird. But we don't do that. But yeah, the Steelers, we'll see what happens with them. I think they're on the move. They're doing something. I think they're really positive franchise right now. I don't know if they're going to win a playoff game though. I don't know if they're going to get that far. Jungle bean bags. I don't do any of that. Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, there you go. There was somebody on here from Calgary a couple nights ago talking to me about Trudeau. Justin Trudeau is a complete dictator, too. He's another one that kind of slipped through the cracks. He's a Biden regime. Probably one of the reasons Canada's, struggles sometimes. It's just a crazy game out there, man. You sound like you're. How do I sound like I'm from Philly though? Explain this to me. I got a Yankees hat on because I'm a Yankees fan, and I am from Delaware County, Philadelphia. Yeah, but I don't understand where I have where's it? What the a Philly accent? It's the O's. The O's. This is interesting. Bucks County. That's near Trenton. That's near Trenton. I pass through there when I'm on my way to New York once in a blue moon. I heard Bucks County's a nice area though. She's production. I don't think he's that bad. Trenton Thunder, yeah. Trenton takes the world. Trenton makes the world takes, or something like that. The sign that's up there in Trenton. Trenton train station is probably one of the worst things I've ever walked into. I've been in some stations, and that one, I think that the only other one that I went into that was worse than that was one in Virginia. I think I was one in Virginia, and it was like really crazy. And I did something crazy there. Hamilton, New Jersey. Yeah, I heard about Hamilton. Delaware County, man. Delco. That's what I was going to allude to, too. I mean, anybody has ever heard of Delco? Every year at 6/10, there's a day called Delco Day. Do you? Oh, Virginia. I mean, again, I don't really know much about Virginia. I heard about that guy from Boise State. You know what the problem is? Is Colorado is the problem because Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, because he's got a, I don't even want to say all star squad. I want to talk about I'll call them a movie star squad. So they're basically running a movie as a franchise team for right now. You have Dion, his overrated son Shador, who quit on the team 2 minutes left in the game, and people are saying they want to draft this guy. There's no way if I'm a GM, I'm drafting him after seeing him quit 2 minutes left in a college game. In a college game, not in a professional game, in a college game. Oh yeah, Virginia, and then your rival would probably be West Virginia, right? The Mountaineers, or the better one, the backyard brawl that a lot of people don't talk about, which is West Virginia Pitt. That's always been the crazy one. But you're from Virginia, so you're either that or your rival is Virginia Tech, aka Michael Vick territory, or Marcus Vick, who wanted to be Michael Vick and could never compete with his brother. Daytona Herd is good for a lot of racing. Daytona has the Daytona 500, so that's pretty good. I still here's a better question. West Virginia, why do they burn couches in West Virginia? Yeah, I heard that the Daytona 500 was really really good. I thought Daytona 500 was it's a good race. I don't really watch NASCAR that much, but I know that it's a big thing. I think that's the one where they kiss the bricks, right? I never understood that either, but I guess it's a tradition. What's like burning couches in West Virginia, which I don't know why burning couches in West. I still haven't figured that out yet. I'm kind of curious as to why they burn couches in West Virginia. Um, well, Virginia's they got Virginia Beach too, so you got stuff out there. I mean, I used to live in Dover, Delaware, which is not that close to Virginia, but it is there. I used to live up there. I'm not. I'm in Delaware County, PA, right now. Actually, searching for a place to live. I'm just here temporarily at my friend's house until that happens. Hopefully, sooner than later. The cost of rent's tough, so we'll see what happens moving forward as far as that goes. But I'm going to figure something out. I got a bunch of jobs, and I'm ready for any challenge. But like I said, you know, things happen. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So anyway, you know, Delaware County is an area, Delaware County, PA. I mean, it consists of. I mean, mainly the boroughs that I'm around it's Ridley, Fallcroft, Norwood, Sharon Hill, Collingdale, Clifton, Upper Darby, Drexel Hill, and I guess you could stretch Lansdowne and Yeadon in there. Those are pretty much 7 spots in Delaware County. Now they have a day called 6/10, and the 610 is for the area code in Delaware County, and they have celebrated at a place in Seacane called JT Brewski's every June 10th. They also trying to make a Delaware County movie called the Delco movie. Um, I might think about watching it, even though I don't know how good of a quality of a movie it is. But if I don't like the movie myself personally, I may have my own comments about it because I've been in Delaware County for a while now. Good 20, 25 years now. And I lost a lot of people since then. And it's sad, but that's part of life, unfortunately. But yeah, I would think, a lot of things are going on. Also, one of the big things in Delaware County, too, is also that there is a man named Damon Feldman and his brother Dave. His brother Dave owns bare knuckle boxing, which is huge. Getting huge around the world. If you guys look it up, bare knuckle boxing, I think it's called BKFC. It's on Instagram. Bare knuckle boxing actually has a half owner in Conor McGregor now. Very much kudos to Dave Feldman for becoming very successful in his niche as far as, creating an entire sport and making it blow up. Dave's a good guy. I remember he used to own a bar in Springfield years ago. A very successful person. His brother Damon is the owner of X Rumble / Celebrity Boxing. So it was always Celebrity Boxing, but now it's X Rumble Celebrity Boxing, and he's got a lot of followers on Instagram as well. And check out X Rumble Celebrity Boxing. Both great guys, and up and coming stuff. Just always making moves, always getting new talent, always making the headlines, always getting retention, getting the followers, and I give them a lot of credit. A lot of me getting on here too is because of guys like them, because they seeing what they do makes me want to do something and create some kind of a niche. I know I'll never be that, but I would like to be something. One thing that I learned over time with my mother's passing is that she left with nothing. And I don't want to leave with nothing. I want to at least leave, some kind of a legacy for people to remember me by whenever I pass away. But hopefully it's not for a while, but you never know. Nothing's guaranteed in life anymore. But let's hope that something happens that does that. And I kind of want to reach out on here and become a bigger number thing. So Delaware County obviously has got their big things coming. There's going to be some events moving around. I think November 3rd there's an event in Philadelphia. There's ones here and there. There's so many that I can't even keep up with them on Instagram. Like, it's a lot. What I will say is this. One day I would like to get into the celebrity boxing ring. We'll see what happens. I'm up for it. And I may start doing music again. I may try to sit there and start doing my rhyme book again. I may start doing that. I don't know if I'm going to or not, but I'm definitely going to be in the looking of it. Whatever I can get that's going to get me views and followers and subscribers is what's going to do that. That's basing everything off of that. And that's really what the mentality has to be at this point. But yeah, also to answer a lot of questions, I'm a silk screen printer, which means I print t-shirts for a company. And they're a very big and up and coming company in Delaware County called Sneak Peek. They're a great place. But a lot of you guys are from the other side of the world, so you probably don't really naturally see that too much. But yeah, I understand perfectly. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how much more I can say. I've been on for 42 minutes now. I'm just looking at everything as far as this weekend comes up. Obviously the Eagles play Cincinnati in Cincinnati. We'll see what happens. Everybody's hyped because they beat the Giants, but I think anybody can beat the Giants right now. So I think the Eagles secondary is going to struggle horrendously against Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is going to may have a career day against that defense, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to say it to be ignorant, but I really believe that could be what happens. And then I'll break down the rest of the games too. You know, like I'm gonna try to do that Sunday. I'll try to do my breakdown in the morning, breakdown at nighttime. Maybe even try to break down college football a little bit. NBA, I can't really break it down because I have no clue what's what right now. I could honestly say the Celtics probably because they're the defending champs by default. Um, you know, we'll see. There's just a lot of variables to be talked about. You know, we could talk about whatever you want. I'm trying to get a podcast on here. Not a podcast. I'm going to try to do a YouTube live to try to get a show going where I talk with different people about different things. Like one night, get somebody to talk about different variables and how they go. I'd like to get celebrity boxing and BKB at KFC on there at some point, but who knows? I'm definitely going to be looking at doing some things like that, and I hope everybody stays interested and in tune with it. Um, you know, and as far as like mountains and stuff, you know, I've never really been in the mountains. The only place I was in the mountains at probably had been Cold Spring, New York. There was a lot of mountains out there when I went there for a little tiny bit. But other than that, I've never really been around mountains. Honestly, being around mountains is probably very cool. But I've never been around many of them. I've been to New York quite a few times. Might be making an appearance in New York again soon. We'll see what we got. But anyway, I think I'm going to get off. I've been on here for 46 minutes. There's not really much more to talk about. Just don't forget to follow Celebrity Boxing BKFC. You can follow me on Instagram too if you want to, the X-Man Promotions page. I'm always promoting things, little things. Um, and we'll see where we're going with it. Like I said, there's some big events coming up soon. Um, there's always something happening. Hopefully I get to talk and interact with more people as I go along with this. And I'll try to get it going. The more subscribers, the better. Thank you. I'll be on my shorts as I do. I'll probably do another YouTube live, possibly Friday night. Maybe Friday night. If not Saturday night, definitely. We'll see what we got. Anyway, I'm going to get off. X-Man out.